Let us embark on a truly immersive journey into the heart of Genevieve Behrend's masterpiece. Prepare to have the very fabric of your reality rewoven, thread by thread, as we explore the profound and practical mechanics of your invisible power. This is not a quick fix or a simple set of affirmations. This is a deep, philosophical, and spiritual excavation into the core of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. For the next while, we will not just skim the surface of these ideas. We will dive into their depths, exploring every nuance, every application, and every potential challenge, so that you emerge not just informed, but fundamentally transformed, ready to take the helm of your own life with a confidence and certainty you may have never known before. The journey begins with a single, revolutionary premise: that there is an invisible, yet utterly reliable, power operating within you and throughout the entire universe. This power is not a myth, not a religious dogma, but a fundamental law, as real and as consistent as the law of gravity that holds you to the earth. Just as gravity acts ceaselessly and impartially on a feather and a cannonball alike, this mental and spiritual law acts ceaselessly and impartially on your thoughts. It is the law of mental creation, and it states, in its simplest form, that the conditions of your life are the outward manifestation, the physical crystallization, of your dominant, feeling-based thoughts. Everything you see, touch, and experience in your world first existed as a seed in the fertile ground of someone's mind. The chair you sit on, the device you listen with, the home you live in, all were once mere ideas, mental pictures held with such intensity that they eventually took physical form. Your life, in this very moment, is a living, breathing museum of your past thinking. It is a perfect reflection, an exact printout, of the beliefs and mental images you have consistently held. To truly grasp the magnitude of this is to understand that you are never a victim of circumstance. You are a creator of it. Most people live their lives backwards. They believe that external events cause their internal state. They get a troubling bank statement and therefore feel fear and anxiety. They have a difficult conversation and therefore feel anger and resentment. They are like a mirror, simply reflecting whatever is shown upon them. But the master, the one who wields this invisible power, understands the true causal relationship. The master knows that the internal state must precede the external event. The master uses the power of thought and feeling to generate an internal state of prosperity, which must then, by law, manifest as a prosperous external condition. The master cultivates an internal state of peace and harmony, which then, by the same unfailing law, manifests as peaceful and harmonious relationships. This is the great reversal of understanding that marks the transition from being a passive effect of the world to becoming an active cause in your own life. Genevieve Behrend was uniquely positioned to be our guide on this journey. She was not a distant theorist but the devoted personal student of Judge Thomas Troward, a man whose philosophical genius laid the cornerstone for much of the New Thought movement. Troward's work was a monumental fusion of science, Eastern philosophy, and Christian mysticism, and Behrend had the rare privilege of sitting at his feet, absorbing his teachings not as abstract concepts, but as living principles. She tested them, she questioned them, and she applied them until they became as natural to her as breathing. Her book, therefore, is not a dry academic text. It is a transmission. It is the voice of a practitioner who has walked the path and is now turning back to light the way for others. She is translating Troward's profound cosmic truths into a step-by-step manual for personal transformation that anyone, regardless of background or education, can understand and use. The very first step, the foundational practice upon which all else is built, is the mastery of your own attention. Your mind is a vast and powerful creative instrument, but most people leave it untended, like a field overrun with weeds. Every random thought, every fear from the news, every worry about the future, every resentment from the past is a seed that you are unconsciously planting, and the law will just as faithfully bring forth weeds as it will a harvest of wheat. To reclaim your power, you must become the vigilant gatekeeper of your own mind. You must learn to direct your attention deliberately, to choose your thoughts consciously, and to refuse entry to those mental patterns that do not serve the life you wish to build. This is not about suppressing thoughts, but about selectively focusing on them. You cannot stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can certainly stop it from building a nest in your hair. When a thought of lack, fear, or limitation arises, you acknowledge its presence, but you gently, firmly, and consistently return your focus to the thoughts that empower you, to the mental images that reflect your desired reality. This leads us to the master tool of creation, the faculty of visualization. The subconscious mind, which is your direct link to the infinite creative energy of the universe, does not primarily operate in words or abstract concepts. It operates in pictures and sensations. It is the master builder that takes the blueprints you provide and works tirelessly, day and night, to bring them into physical form. To give it a vague, wordy desire like, "I want to be happy and prosperous," is like giving an architect a scribbled note that says, "Build a nice house." The result will be vague and unsatisfactory. Your job as the conscious designer of your life is to provide a high-definition, full-sensory, emotionally charged blueprint. Let us immerse ourselves in a detailed example. Suppose your heart's desire is to build a deeply loving, supportive, and joyful romantic partnership. The common approach is to focus on the absence, to feel lonely, to scroll through dating apps with a sense of desperation, to complain to friends about the lack of good partners. This, tragically, is simply reinforcing the blueprint of being alone. Your invisible power is faithfully responding to that feeling of absence by creating more experiences that make you feel alone. The creative approach is to shift entirely into the state of already having this partnership. This is where visualization becomes your workshop. You don't just think about a partner, you experience them in your mind. Find a quiet moment, close your eyes, and begin to construct this new reality. Don't force it. Allow it to unfold like a beautiful daydream you are directing. See yourself waking up in the morning, turning over, and seeing the face of your beloved on the pillow next to you. See the details, the way the light catches their hair, the peaceful expression on their face as they sleep. Feel the warmth of their body next to yours. Feel the deep, profound sense of gratitude and contentment that washes over you. This is your person. Now, move through a day in your mind. See the two of you making breakfast together in a sun-drenched kitchen. Hear the easy laughter, the gentle teasing. Feel the simple joy of companionship. Feel the touch of their hand on your shoulder as they pass by. Later, see yourselves going for a walk in a park, holding hands. Feel the strength and comfort of their hand in yours. Hear the conversation, not the words necessarily, but the tone, a tone of mutual respect, admiration, and shared humor. Feel the feeling of being completely seen, completely understood, and completely loved for who you are. In the evening, see yourselves curled up on a sofa together, perhaps reading, perhaps talking about your dreams. Feel the peace and safety of this shared space. Feel the deep, unshakable knowing that you are a team, that you face the world together. This is not a fantasy you are hoping for. In this mental space, you are living it. You are generating the emotional reality of the experience. You are feeling the joy, the gratitude, the love, the security now. This detailed, sensory-rich mental rehearsal is not an escape from reality. It is the most potent form of reality creation. You are building the spiritual prototype of your relationship. You are providing the subconscious mind with a crystal-clear instruction. Create this in my visible world. The more vivid and detailed you can make this picture, and the more consistently you can return to it and feel its reality, the more powerfully and quickly the law will go to work to orchestrate the people, places, and events necessary to match your inner vision. Now, let us talk about the engine that brings this blueprint to life: feeling. Thought provides the structure, the architectural plans, but feeling is the life force, the electricity, the very substance that fills the structure and makes it a living, breathing reality. A thought without feeling is inert. It is a seed that has been planted but never watered. It may contain potential, but it will lie dormant in the soil. The feeling you generate is the water, the sunlight, and the nutrients that cause the seed to sprout, break through the soil, and grow towards the sun. The critical distinction here is the type of feeling. Most people, when they think about their desires, generate a feeling of wanting. They feel the ache of absence, the tension of not having. This feeling of longing is a powerful creative command, but it is a command for more longing. The universe interprets it as, this person enjoys the feeling of not having their desire, so let's give them more experiences of not having it. Your work is to generate the feeling of already having. This is the alchemical shift. It is the difference between staring at a closed gift and feeling the anticipation of what might be inside, and actually opening the gift, holding the object in your hands, and feeling the joy and gratitude of possession. You must learn to generate the emotional state of the wish fulfilled. If your desire is financial abundance, you must stop wishing for money and start feeling wealthy. What does wealth feel like? It feels like security. It feels like freedom. It feels like the absence of anxiety when a bill arrives. It feels like the joy of being able to be generous with others without a second thought. Sit in your current room and generate that feeling. Feel the deep, inner security. Feel the freedom. Feel the generosity. Do this now, without a single external condition having changed. This feeling of grateful possession is the most potent magnetic force in the universe. It tells the creative intelligence, this is my current state of being. Manifest circumstances that match this state. When you can live in this feeling, you begin to operate from the cause plane, not the effect plane. You are no longer a beggar hoping the universe will throw you a coin. You are a king in your own mind, issuing a decree that the outer world must eventually obey. Of course, the moment you begin this serious creative work, you will encounter resistance. Your old mindset, your logical, analytical, reasoning mind, what we can call the objective mind, will rise up. Like a grumpy, skeptical gatekeeper, it has been in charge for years, running your life based on past evidence and sensory input. It believes only what it can see, touch, and prove logically. When you start visualizing a reality that contradicts current evidence, it will sound the alarm. It will present you with what seems like irrefutable evidence. It will show you your bank account and say, see, you are not wealthy. It will point to your past failed relationships and say, see, you are not lovable. It will list all the logical reasons why your dream is impossible. This is not your enemy. It is simply a mechanism that is accustomed to its job and is terrified of being made obsolete. Your task is not to fight it, to argue with it, or to try to beat it into submission. That would be a civil war inside your own mind, and it is a war you cannot win through force. The solution is one of gentle, persistent re-education. When the doubts arise, you acknowledge them. You say, I hear you. You are showing me the old reality. Thank you for your input. And then, without any further engagement, you gently but firmly return your focus to your perfect mental picture. You go back to the feeling of financial security. You return to the experience of loving partnership. You immerse yourself in the sensation of vibrant health. You do this over and over and over again. Every single time you return to the vision, you are impressing the subconscious mind more deeply. You are building a new mental habit. You are, quite literally, carving new neural pathways in your brain. The old pathways of lack and limitation, which were like deep, well-worn ruts in a dirt road, begin to grow over from disuse. The new pathways of abundance and love become the smooth, default highways of your thinking. This process requires patience and persistence. You are rewiring a lifetime of conditioning. But with consistent practice, the old doubts will lose their power. They will become like the faint, distant chatter of a radio station that is no longer tuned in, until one day, you realize they have fallen silent. A crucial part of this process, and one that requires immense spiritual maturity, is learning to surrender the how. The human, objective mind is a control freak. It is a brilliant problem solver, and it wants to know the plan. It wants to figure out the steps from A to Z. It wants to know how the money will arrive, how you will meet the perfect partner, how the healing will occur. This desire to control the process is one of the greatest obstacles to manifestation. You must understand your role clearly. You are the architect, not the construction crew. You provide the detailed, finished blueprint, the vision of your desire fulfilled. You do not need to know how the foundation will be dug, how the permits will be obtained, or which suppliers will deliver the materials. That is the job of the general contractor, the infinite intelligence of the universe. This intelligence has access to infinite means and resources that your limited human mind cannot possibly conceive of. It can orchestrate synchronicities, chance meetings, unexpected opportunities, and seemingly lucky breaks that would be impossible for you to engineer. Your faith is demonstrated by your release of the how. When you truly trust the process, you can hold your vision with a relaxed, open-handed certainty. You know it is coming, and you are open and curious about the path it will take. Perhaps the money comes from a new client, a royalty payment from a forgotten project, a wise investment, or an unexpected gift. Perhaps the perfect partner is someone you have known for years but never seen in that light, or someone you meet in a queue, on a plane, or through a completely random series of events. By holding the end result with unwavering faith and letting go of the specific, linear path, you allow the universe to work its magic in the most elegant, efficient, and often miraculous way possible. Your only tasks are to hold the vision, maintain the feeling, and be alert and ready to act on the intuitive nudges and opportunities that will inevitably be placed in your path. This creative work cannot be confined to a 10-minute morning meditation. For it to be truly effective, it must seep into every pore of your daily life. You must become a unified being, where your thoughts, your words, and your actions are all in perfect harmony, all singing the same song. If your vision is one of abundance, then your words throughout the day must reflect that. This requires vigilant self-observation. How do you talk about money with your friends and family? Do you constantly speak about your bills, your debts, how expensive everything is, what you cannot afford? Every time you do this, you are powerfully affirming a state of lack and reinforcing that blueprint. The shift is to begin speaking from the assumption of abundance. This does not mean lying or being financially irresponsible. It means changing your internal dialogue and your external conversation. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," you can say, "I am choosing to allocate my resources differently right now." Talk about opportunities you see. Express gratitude for the money that does flow to you. Speak about the future with a sense of expectation and excitement. The words you speak are powerful creative forces. They reinforce the mental images you are building. Similarly, your actions should begin to align with your new reality. This is what it means to live from the end. If you desire to be a person of vibrant health, start making choices that a healthy person would make. Choose the nutritious meal not as a punishment, but as a loving gift to your body. Go for a walk because it feels good to move a body that is full of vitality. Prioritize sleep because you respect your body's need for restoration. These actions are not what create the health. They are the natural expression of the new mental state of health you are cultivating. They are the proof of your faith, and they generate a powerful momentum that pulls your vision into physical reality. If your desire is to be a published author, you start writing as if you are one. You carve out time for your craft. You study the art of writing. You join a community of writers. You don't wait for the book deal to start being an author. You start being an author now, and the book deal becomes the natural consequence of that state of being. You become a living magnet, attracting people, resources, and circumstances that match your dominant vibrational frequency. The universe responds not to what you want, but to who you have decided to be. It is also vital to understand the beautiful, self-perpetuating cycle that this power creates. Using your invisible power for personal gain is not a selfish act. In fact, when done correctly, it is the most selfless thing you can do. Consider this. A person who is stressed, anxious, and financially insecure has very little to give to the world. They are often consumed by their own problems, their energy is low, and their interactions can be tinged with fear or resentment. They are like a cup that is nearly empty. They have nothing to pour out for others. Now, imagine that same person uses these principles to transform their inner world. They cultivate a mind filled with peace, a heart filled with gratitude, and a life filled with abundance. They become a being of joy, health, and love. This person now has an overflowing cup. They have more love to give to their family, more patience to offer their colleagues, more creativity to contribute to their work, more resources to share with their community, and more inspiration to offer everyone they meet. By raising your own vibration, you automatically become a blessing to everyone around you. Your personal manifestation contributes to the collective upliftment of all consciousness. You become a fountain of good, not a drain. A light in the darkness, not another voice of fear. As you practice this work, you will notice a fascinating evolution occurring within you. Your desires themselves will begin to change and purify. You may start by wanting a new car or a larger house purely for personal comfort. But as you engage in the creative process, as you connect more deeply with the infinite intelligence within you, your wants will naturally begin to align with your soul's purpose. You will find yourself wanting things that not only benefit you but also serve a higher good. You may desire to build a business that solves a real problem for people. You may desire a relationship that becomes a source of strength and inspiration for both of you to do great things in the world. You may desire health so that you have the energy to serve and contribute. The process of using your invisible power refines your character and aligns your will with the divine will, which is always for the expansion of life, love, and joy for all. The journey of mastering your invisible power is, above all, a journey of patience, persistence, and profound self-compassion. It is a path of gradual mastery, not instant perfection. There will be days, many of them, especially at the beginning, when the vision is crystal clear, the feeling of faith is strong and unshakable, and you move through your day with the quiet confidence of a master. And there will be other days when it feels like you are just going through the motions, when the outer world seems to shout evidence that contradicts your inner knowing, and when the doubts are loud and persuasive. This is all a natural and essential part of the process. Do not be discouraged by this. The key is to persist. Every single time you choose to return to your mental picture, even if it feels hollow at first, you are impressing the subconscious mind. You are building a new mental muscle. Think of it like physical exercise. You wouldn't go to the gym for a week and expect to have the body of a lifelong athlete. Similarly, you cannot practice this creative work sporadically and expect instantaneous, permanent results. Consistency is the fuel. It is the daily watering of the seed you have planted. Some seeds sprout quickly. Others take longer to break through the soil. But you must have faith that beneath the surface, in the silent, unseen realm, the roots are spreading, gathering strength for the moment it bursts into the light. Trust in this silent work. Even when you see no external evidence for weeks or even months, know that the universe is constantly orchestrating events behind the scenes. It is arranging meetings, shifting circumstances, preparing hearts and minds, and aligning timing in ways that are far too complex for you to comprehend. Your faith during these quiet, seemingly unproductive periods is what builds the spiritual substance needed for the physical manifestation. This is where you learn the difference between human will, which demands results now, and spiritual faith, which knows it is already done in the invisible and is simply awaiting the perfect moment to become visible. Learn to find joy in the process itself, in the feeling of co-creation with the divine, in the quiet confidence of knowing that you are working with a law that never fails, and in the personal growth you experience along the way. The manifestation of your desire is not the only goal. The person you become in the process, the more disciplined, more faithful, more loving, more joyful person, is an even greater prize. Now, let us bring this power into the specific, intimate areas of your life, starting with what is often the most challenging: your relationships with other people. The conventional approach to difficult relationships is to try and change the other person. We use criticism, persuasion, emotional manipulation, or outright demands. We focus intently on what they are doing wrong and try to force them to correct it. This approach, as we all know, almost always creates resistance, defensiveness, and conflict. It's like trying to smooth out a reflection in a pond by pounding on the water with a rock. You only create more ripples and distortion. Your invisible power offers a far more graceful, effective, and spiritually sound path. The fundamental truth you must accept is this: you cannot change another person directly. They have their own free will, their own mental universe, their own journey. However, you have absolute and total control over the mental image you hold of them. The person you experience is not the objective human being out there. The person you experience is the mental concept of them that you carry inside your own mind. That mental concept is the filter through which all their words and actions are interpreted. It is the lens that colors your entire experience of them. Therefore, to transform a relationship, you must change your internal blueprint of it. This is a profoundly powerful and responsible way to approach any interaction. Let's take a specific example. Imagine you have a colleague at work who you find to be critical, negative, and difficult to work with. The old pattern is to complain about them, to dread interactions with them, to reinforce the story of how difficult they are. This, of course, only makes every interaction more tense and confirms your belief. The creative approach is to completely cease focusing on their negative behavior. This does not mean you become a doormat or ignore inappropriate actions. It means you shift your primary creative effort from the outer world to your inner world. In the quiet of your own mind, you begin a new practice. You close your eyes and you see this colleague, but you do not see them as they have been. You see them as you wish them to be. You see them as cooperative, positive, and supportive. You visualize the two of you in a meeting, interacting with ease and mutual respect. You hear them offering a constructive idea. You see yourself responding with appreciation. You visualize a successful project completion where you both celebrate the outcome. Most importantly, you generate the feeling associated with this new vision. You feel the feeling of relief, of harmony, of professional camaraderie. You pour the feeling of goodwill and blessing upon this mental image. You do this not as a manipulative trick to force them to change, but as a genuine act of spiritual blessing. You are holding a high watch for their highest self to emerge. You are seeing the divine perfection within them, the capable, kind, and cooperative person that exists beneath their own fears and conditioning. You are, in essence, forgiving them in advance by refusing to hold them in the prison of your old judgment. As you consistently hold this vision, something remarkable will happen. One of two things, or a combination of both, will occur. First, you may find that the person actually begins to change. They may become more cooperative, less critical, almost as if they are responding to an invisible script that you have written for them. The second, and perhaps more certain, outcome is that your perception of them will shift so dramatically that their old behavior no longer has the same power to upset you. The relationship loses its emotional charge. You find yourself able to interact with them calmly and professionally, and you may even begin to see the woundedness that was behind their negative behavior, evoking your compassion instead of your anger. The relationship transforms because the only place a relationship truly exists, in your own consciousness, has been utterly transformed. Let us apply this same magnificent principle to your work and career. So many people feel trapped in jobs they tolerate or despise. They see their work as a means to an end, a daily grind that drains their energy and crushes their spirit. They operate from a mindset of lack. I have to do this to pay the bills. If this is your mental state, your invisible power is faithfully perpetuating that experience of limitation, frustration, and entrapment. To change your career reality, you must first change the mental pattern. This requires you to stop seeing yourself as a prisoner of your job and start seeing yourself as the creator of your vocational experience. Begin to see your work in a new light. Even if you are in an entry-level position or a role you don't love, you can start to use it as the raw material for your new vision. Close your eyes and visualize yourself engaged in work that is deeply fulfilling. This may be an evolved version of your current job or something entirely new. See yourself using your unique gifts and talents. Feel the satisfaction of solving problems and making a meaningful contribution. See yourself being valued, recognized, and compensated abundantly for your work. Feel the gratitude for an income that not only supports your life but allows you to thrive and be generous. If you are currently employed, Start to play a new mental movie about your present situation. See yourself walking into your workplace with a sense of purpose and enthusiasm. Visualize yourself handling challenges with grace, intelligence, and creativity. Picture your manager or colleagues congratulating you on a job well done. Feel the feeling of accomplishment at the end of a productive day. Feel the deep gratitude for the steady flow of income and the opportunities for growth that your job provides, even if they are not immediately obvious. As you do this consistently, you will set in motion one of two miraculous sequences. The first possibility is that your current job will begin to transform before your eyes. New opportunities for advancement, interesting projects, or supportive mentors will appear. The work environment may become more pleasant. You may discover aspects of your job that you actually enjoy but were previously blind to because of your negative mental filter. The universe will work within your current framework to bring it into alignment with your new vision. The second possibility is that the invisible power will begin to orchestrate a series of events that gently and perfectly moves you out of your current situation and into a new career path that is in total alignment with your vision. You may find yourself discovering a new passion, developing a new skill, or meeting someone who offers you an unexpected opportunity. Doors will open that you never knew existed. The path may not be linear, but it will be unmistakably guided. The universe is the ultimate headhunter and career counselor, but it requires you to first define the end result, the feeling of fulfillment, purpose, and abundance, before it can go to work on your behalf. Your physical body is perhaps the most responsive and obedient servant of your mind. It is a perfect mirror of your inner state. Every cell, every organ, every system is listening to the thoughts you think and the emotions you feel. The groundbreaking field of psychoneuroimmunology is now scientifically validating what spiritual teachers have known for millennia: that chronic stress, fear, resentment, and anger create a biochemical environment in the body that leads to inflammation, weakened immunity, and disease. Conversely, thoughts of peace, love, joy, and gratitude release a cascade of healing hormones and chemicals that repair, restore, and rejuvenate the body. Behrend encourages a powerful practice of mental medicine that you can incorporate into your daily life. Make it a habit to sit quietly for a few moments each day and picture your body in a state of perfect, radiant health. Don't see it as it is, with its aches and pains. See it as it is meant to be. See yourself full of boundless energy and vitality. See your skin glowing, your eyes bright, your movements fluid and graceful. Feel the feeling of being strong, flexible, and alive. If there is a specific area of concern, a bad knee, a troubled digestion, a persistent pain, direct your loving, focused attention to it. Do not see it as a diseased or broken part. Instead, visualize a warm, healing, golden or white light flowing from your heart to that specific area. See this light as intelligent, loving, and restorative. See it saturating every cell, every tissue, every molecule. See the cells smiling, vibrant, and whole, returning to their perfect, blueprint state of function. See the inflammation subsiding, the pain dissolving, the function being perfectly restored. Feel the feeling of being perfectly healthy and whole in that area. It is crucial to do this not from a place of desperate struggle, as if you are fighting an enemy within your body, but from a place of grateful acknowledgement, as if you are remembering the body's true, inherent, God-given state of wholeness. Your body is designed to heal itself. You are simply using your mind to create the optimal mental and emotional environment for that innate intelligence to do its work. This practice, combined with any necessary physical care from doctors and nutrition, creates the most fertile ground for healing to occur. You are not denying illness. You are affirming a higher truth about your body's divine nature, and the body, ever faithful to the mind that directs it, will strive to match that mental picture. A common and critical point on the path is the appearance of what seem to be major obstacles or setbacks, often just after you feel you are making significant progress. This is where many people lose heart, become disillusioned, and give up, believing their mental work has been in vain. They think, "I was feeling so good, and now this happened. It must not be working." But the trained mind, the mind that understands the law, recognizes this phenomenon for what it often is: the final shaking loose of the old condition. It is like when you decide to clean a cluttered garage. The process often looks worse before it looks better. You have to pull everything out into the open, creating a huge mess, before you can sort, discard, and reorganize. These obstacles are the old mindset, the old energy, the old limitations, being pulled out into the open so they can be released for good. The universe is also testing your faith in the most loving way possible. It is asking, do you really believe in the reality of your vision, or do you only believe when the external evidence agrees with you? Is your faith conditional? When you encounter such a challenge, this is not the time to retreat. This is your moment to stand firm in your spiritual understanding. This is where you prove your mastery. Do not fall back into the old story of, "I knew it was too good to be true." Instead, see the obstacle as a temporary shadow that has no power to extinguish the light of your vision. Thank the universe that your manifestation is so close that the old reality is making its final, frantic stand. Your calm, unwavering, joyful persistence in the face of apparent contradictory evidence is what forges the steel of your spiritual understanding. It proves to your own subconscious mind, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you truly, deeply believe in the reality of your invisible creation. This unwavering stance is what accelerates the manifestation more than anything else. It shows the universe that you are ready to receive and hold your desire. The ultimate practice, the master key that unlocks the fullest, most effortless expression of your power, is the art of living from the end. This is a subtle but profound shift in identity. It means you must stop wanting and start being. The moment you identify yourself as someone who needs or lacks something, you are powerfully affirming that state of need and lack to the creative law. To live from the end is to mentally, emotionally, and behaviorally inhabit the state of your wish fulfilled, right now, in this present moment. If your desire is for a soulmate, stop thinking of yourself as single and searching. That identity is a powerful creative command that keeps you in the state of searching. Begin to think, feel, and act from the state of being in a loving, committed partnership. Feel the love, the companionship, the shared joy now. What would you do if your partner were here? You might set two places at the table. You might make decisions with their well-being in mind. You might cultivate the qualities of a wonderful partner: patience, kindness, humor, support. You are not waiting for a partner to complete you. You are already whole and are now preparing to share your completeness with another whole person. This shift in identity is magnetic. If your desire is financial freedom, stop affirming your debts and limitations. Stop identifying as broke or struggling. Begin to feel wealthy now. Feel the sense of security, the freedom of choice, the ability to be generous. You don't have to spend money foolishly, but you can adopt the mindset and feelings of abundance immediately. When a bill comes, instead of feeling anxiety, feel gratitude that you have the means to pay it. When you see something you would like to buy, instead of saying, "I can't afford it," say, "I am allowing that into my life in the perfect timing." Make decisions from a place of trust and expansion, not fear and contraction. This mental shift is not about denying your current bank balance. It is about choosing a higher financial reality as your point of origin. You let your inner conviction of wealth become the cause, and the outer circumstances of wealth become the inevitable effect. This is the grand adventure of your life. This is the rediscovery of your divine inheritance. It calls for the courage to take full, radical responsibility for your experience. It calls for the discipline to guard the gates of your mind against the incessant intrusions of fear and lack. And it calls for a faith that is not blind, but is rooted in the understanding of a spiritual law that is as real and reliable as the law of gravity. You are learning to cooperate with the universe. You would not drop a glass and expect it to float. You must learn to not plant a thought of lack and expect to experience abundance. The law is always working, always faithful, always impartial. Your job is to learn its nature and to work in harmony with it. As you continue to practice, you will gather your own undeniable proofs. You will see small coincidences, blossom into meaningful synchronicities that guide your path. You will see doors open where there were only walls before. You will find yourself being guided, provided for, protected, and loved in ways that surpass your understanding. You will truly know, from the very core of your being, that you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, wielding an invisible power that can, and does, shape worlds. This journey is endless, for your potential is infinite. If these words have ignited a spark of remembrance within you, if you feel a deep, resonant yes echoing in your soul, then you are ready to go even deeper. There are always new layers of understanding to uncover, new nuances of application to master, new heights of joy and fulfillment to claim as your own. Your commitment to this path of self-mastery is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and to the world. To continue this exploration, to immerse yourself in the wisdom that will support you every step of the way, we invite you to stay with us. There is so much more to share, so many more stories to inspire you, so many more practical techniques to empower you. Your future, the one you dream of in your quietest, most hopeful moments, is not a distant fantasy. It is a reality waiting for you to claim it through the conscious, deliberate, and joyful use of your invisible power. This is just the beginning. To ensure you don't miss a single step of this transformative journey, remember to like and subscribe to the audiobook library. A vast universe of knowledge is here for you, a constant companion on your path to becoming the powerful, joyful, and abundant creator you were truly born to be. Let's continue building this magnificent life together. The next chapter awaits.